Hey, guess what today is? Man, the summer went fast. It's fall or autumn. So today I'm gonna start off with some pumpkin seed crusted butternut squash. I already took half of this butternut squash and cut it into 1/2 inch rounds and then boiled it until fork tender. So I'm gonna get you all the way to that point, but without actually doing it because I already did it. So first, we're gonna take the top of this butternut squash, this hard, thick peel that it possesses. We're gonna take all this off because it's inedible. Put it down flat. That's why I cut it in half. And then we're just gonna go around the circumference of the vegetable. So after we take all the peel off, all that skin, we're gonna cut this about, I don't know, 1/4 to 1/2 inch rounds. You wanna keep them all the same width so that they cook at the same time, or else you're gonna have some mushy and some hard. We'll get a 5th one out of that. Just like that. Into the pot. Boiling water. Just enough to cover. We're gonna let that go in and around, I don't know, 12 minutes. After we finish cooking it, we turn it off, and then we're gonna put it in the refrigerator for about a 1/2 hour, because you want it cold when we start to bread it. We're gonna do our traditional bread, except we're gonna add toasted pumpkin seeds to our Japanese breadcrumbs. We start off with seasoned flour. I put a little rosemary in it because it's fall, and squash and rosemary are like peanut butter and jelly. 2 great tastes. Salt and pepper, of course. I have 1 cracked and whipped egg, and then our Japanese breadcrumbs. Take our pumpkin seeds and put it into our breadcrumbs. And then we're gonna give it a mix. We're gonna take our flour, seasoned flour, and we're gonna give that a mix so that we don't have clumps of seasoning on pieces of our squash. We want everything to taste the same. Just like this, into the flour. Make sure it's covered all the way around. And then you want to knock off all the extra flour, because if you don't knock it off, the eggs aren't gonna stick to it. A light dusting is what we're gonna call this. And then if you got holes in it like that, no big deal. Just use our fingers. And then we're just gonna flip them around. Make sure it's completely covered. And then we pop it into our breadcrumbs. Give it a little stir. Push it in a little bit, but not too hard, because our squash is already cooked. So you don't want to smash it up, but you do want to cover it with the breadcrumbs. And then there we go, a perfectly breaded, pumpkin seed crusted butternut squash ring. And we're just gonna do that 3 more times. You don't even have to take it out of the bowl. Oh yeah, look at that. Woohoo! Uh-oh. Try to keep it in the bowl, because when you're at home, you don't want this all over your floor. And there we go. The beginning of what's going to be our pumpkin seed crusted butternut squash. What do you say we get sauteing? So we're gonna get our oil hot, good amount of oil though. And then we're gonna place our squash rounds into it. So we're sauteing, pan frying, sauteing. See, I got a good amount of oil in it. You can see where the oil level is on these things. Plus, the breadcrumbs are gonna soak up some of that oil. So that's why we put a little extra. Getting golden brown. Time to flip them. Getting golden brown. Time to flip them. Guess what this one is? Golden brown. Flip it. You don't even have to put these in the oven. That's how quick they are, because they're already cooked. We boiled them, remember? And now we're just putting a nice crunch on them. That way we have 2 different textures. But as you can see, the crunched up pumpkin seeds in the breadcrumbs, it's almost as if you're using the whole entire animal. Oh, the vegetable. Oil's gonna stay hot. Turn it off. Oil's gonna stay hot enough to make those other sides golden brown. See? Know what I'm talking about? Hear what I'm saying? You feel me? Look at that. It's a beautiful thing. Little nuggets of crunchy butternut squash. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thunk it? Me. Just want to flip them over and get the middle of that brown as well. Look at that. You know what I'm talking about? Because we're using all that oil, we're gonna make a move to the paper towel first. Give them a little pat down. And then we're ready. Look at that. I made a black pepper ranch for it. Something to dip it in. Need something creamy to go with that crunchy. And then we give a little scallion on top. Happy first day of autumn, everybody. Pumpkin seed crusted butternut squash rings.